Welcome to Nerdities. Bitches.
Good evening, and welcome. Nerdities asks you now to open your mind and dive deep into the unknown. This is Vin and Justin's Tinfoil Hat Society. I am co-host of the show, Justin, as always joined by...
Vin.
Our resident skeptic.
No, yeah, proving it right. Mike.
And the dude that just doesn't like anything, especially turkey on Thanksgiving.
I may or may not be Joe.
Communist.
You saw what I named the show last week, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I just don't...
Listen, I said look, Ashley and I both agree with you. We're Team Joe.
It's not like I hate, turkey.
Sounded like you hated it.
I'm just not a fan.
It's okay. It's alright. Anyways, I'm taking a back seat on this one. Vince stepping up to the plate. He did himself all the research.
I saw a paper with writing on it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Come on, big dog.
I was watching I went to YouTube University today.
Oh, yeah.
Watched a lot of videos.
It's my favorite.
Alright. So, you guys obviously know my favorite topic is Hollow Earth.
I've heard you throw it out there once or twice.
It's the best.
For those that might not know, what is it?
It's a concept that there's like caverns, caves, and maybe even civilizations deep inside the Earth. And we're just going to go over a few,
Now, Vin.
cultures that may have some insight to this. Yeah.
It was like a month or two ago when they broke the news that there's this massive ocean underneath the crust. Did that bring you like a sense of validation?
Okay, that's bullshit. Because the talking heads told us in the 80s there's an ocean under the ocean. Boom,
Yeah.
Conversation over.
It's like so buoyant. I saw a video like a submarine just like bounced off of it. It's insane.
It's a difference in salinity.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't break it. We can't get in there.
Wait, this is the plot of the Meg. We're not going to do that, right?
Again,
I'm not stifled enough to do that movie. See? I can't even say the word enough.
I've never seen The Meg. Is it good? Is it about my wife?
Nah,
It's
it's a movie.
I can't use the word good. I cannot use the word good, but I think you'd enjoy it.
I don't know.
It's over-the-top ridiculous action.
Yeah.
I agree.
Stupid, what the fuck am I
Yes.
watching?
But Vinny's got this odd taste about things like that.
Yeah.
Well,
You're either going to love it, you're going to either swear by the fucking Church of the Meg, or you're gonna get 5 minutes into this thing and be like, no.
The problem with the Meg is it takes itself way too fucking serious.
It takes itself very seriously until it doesn't, and then when it doesn't, woo, is it fucking stupid. Is it kind of it's winking at itself in the mirror, not just winking at the crowd. It's like
Kinda.
It has those moments that are just so like,
Yeah.
The whole movie's a jumping of the shark.
Yeah, same thing with the second one. Shark and dinosaurs.
The second one was a bridge too far. That was just stupidity and ridiculousness layered on top of each other.
First one pissed me off so bad I didn't even watch the second one, but that's not what we're here for. Vinny, the floor is yours.
alright. Let's start here. So, in the Buddhist tradition, a couple... She's just getting so loud.
Bless you.
Well, it didn't catch up.
Oh.
I hear it.
The blessings.
You know why? You know why? Because I was sitting here for like 20 minutes fucking with my microphone. Now I know how to do the echo now.
Yeah.
You have a monodirectional. You have a monodirectional mic. I think it's like you're right. Not catching anything.
Yeah. Well, can you hear this?
Yes.
You guys hear
It's
that?
got
Yeah,
sound
that's-
effects
that's
now.
great.
That's great. As I sat down, the audience, applauded. Thank you.
Dustin,
Thank you.
Do you realize how fucked you are now?
I know.
No, forget about it. He's got it loaded for you. But Justin,
I,
clown on you with this.
Whatchamacallit? I'm a little upset there's no fart noise, but I guess.
This is way better than bullshit under the earth. What other sounds you got?
Ooh, you want to hear them?
No, stop it, Vinny.
Yes,
He's
yes, I want to hear
he's
him.
derailing your show.
All right, we'll get through it. You know what, dude? I started from the top left. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10. So I'll go left to right, and I'll snake it. So I'll go pop, pop, boop, beep. So we got 9 more to hit tonight.
Just throw them in randomly throughout the show. Just to make Justin happy, randomly throughout the show, drop them in.
That's fine.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what some of them do. Like one's
Exactly. That's fine.
Oh, it makes it better.
One's numbers. One's
I would like to remind you guys that $30,000 sponsorship is on the line for the quality of the show.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it fun.
Oh, they'll love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they love it.
I was made for loving you, baby.
All right, Vinny, continue.
All right. So there's a couple civilizations that refer to Agartha, which is a place inside the earth, which is known as like a place of the gods, as they refer to it as. And the capital city is Shambhala. Mainly in this one we're going to go into is about the Buddhist tradition. In Tibet, they claim to have access to caverns and to be able to communicate with these people. Here we go. What do we got here?
I thought you had more on that paper.
No, I do.
I'm feeling let down now.
Sorry.
Okay, for that, you need to hit the next button.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next button. Yeah, it's almost as good as crickets. But whatchamacallit? So you can actually go back to World War II for this stuff because the Nazis, I know people don't like talking about them too much, but they were really, really in touch with the Tibetan monks over there, and because they were really into the Aryans. Everyone knows that shit. And they were trying to find this place because eventually, cut to, when did World War II end? 45?
45.
45. So, cut to 1945, Admiral Byrd took his fleet to the Arctic. I've mentioned this before, Operation High Jump, because they found what they believe is an entrance to the inner Earth, yada, 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 and it kind of goes back and forth, because I think they were talking to the Buddhist monks since like 1933. I think they had a guy going back and forth there for many, so what is that, like 12 plus years? They had a lot of touch with that place, and they firmly believed it. And because there's also, we'll get into a little bit later, but there's also German traditions that they talk about Agartha as well. So we're going to go to the next one. Here we go. Scandinavian and Germanic lore. They also have the Agartha concept.
Okay, like, ideas travel.
Ooh. So, in the Germanic and Scandinavian lore, the subterranean beings include dwarves, dark elves, occasionally giants, each with unique characteristics and powers. Joe, questions are reserved for the end of my speech.
Wait, so the subterranean Earth is Skyrim?
No,
Joe,
subterranean Earth is like Asgard.
it's actually pronounced Asgard. God. But, so I use ChatGPT for this as well. Because I asked ChatGPT to...
Okay, then this whole show, we can't let the... We can't let AI do our show for us.
No, I didn't let AI do it for me. I did it, and I just get over yourself. I asked for the descriptions that they used to describe these creatures, and then they went into dwarves, dark elves, giants, etc., etc. So, jeez.
I think that deserves another button.
Now, so the dwarves are there. They're credited with creating powerful artifacts such as Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, and Odin's spear. Gungnir, despite their sometimes gruff and secretive nature, they are respected for their craftsmanship, and hold significant power in the realms of Norse myth. Those are dwarves. Now, dark elves, they are also beings of subterranean realms, distinct from the dwarves. They are often portrayed as elusive magical entities with shadowy qualities, sometimes even tricksters. Ooh, Justin's definitely a dark elf. Dark elves are less clearly defined in lore than dwarves, but are generally seen as powerful and magical beings who operate in secrecy. In some interpretations, they are linked with the darker aspect of nature and the unseen forces within the earth. And last but not leastly, the giants. While not strictly subterranean, because we can get into that a little later too, there's also Native Americans on here. They talk about giants, the Redbeards and the Blackbeards. But giants, or Jotnar in Norse myth, can also inhabit hidden realms beneath mountains. In the remote wild places, giants come in various forms and embody the primal forces of nature. Some are associated with fire, stone, and frost. They often have immense strength and ancient knowledge, though they sometimes act as adversaries to the gods. Ooh.
I thought we weren't doing our D&D stuff yet.
Well, this is going to bring me to my next question. Do you guys think any of this shit holds water?
Well, if there's an ocean, it definitely holds water.
Oh,
No.
well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now you brought my smile.
That was well played.
Like, it's just like, it's stories, it's mythology handed down. There's no, like, evidence. I doubt there's the same amount of elves and giants and whatnot and Native American stuff. Like, I know their mythology varies quite a bit. So, like, do they have a pocket of Hollow Earth that's different than ours? Like, what's the structure that they say Hollow Earth? Like, because is it like it's all interconnected and the crust is being held up by a handful of pillars that are really fucking strong, or is it like a honeycomb situation where there's like giant weevils or whatever, moles?
So one of the videos I was watching showed a map. I think this was Brazil. We're going to get to those a little later too, because there's people called the Bat Indians. Anywho's, they claim to have subterranean tunnels all throughout.
I saw a movie about the spider people of the Amazon.
No, the Bat Indians are actually pretty dope. They apparently have like a heightened sense of smell, sense of strength. They were the ones in Brazil, and you know the story of Lost City of Z? The guy's name was... Where's my flashcard?
Z?
No.
The thing I saw, it was like spider people in the Amazon, and this pregnant lady went there to like save her kid.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah. And she got like shot, but then put in this like well and bit by a spider. And then the rest of the documentary
So to
sucked.
help Vinny out a little bit, it is more
Could
of
they
a
go to the future?
it is more of
A
a
second?
honeycomb situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not small. Like,
No, it's
no.
quite large.
Okay.
But there was a... I have this for later, but I'll touch on it right now. Colonel Percy Fawcett. He was the guy who did not World War Z. I keep wanting to say World War Z. Lost City of Z. He said, "Where I'm going, no one follow me. If you don't hear from me, just don't contact." Apparently, bunch of search parties went for him. They couldn't find him, but he apparently was able to get in with these bad Indians, and they showed him the way, or they killed him. That's the rumor for that guy.
This seems like the only option. Man after my own heart. Fuck off and follow me.
Back to your question with dwarves, dark elves, and giants. Now, for dwarves and dark elves, I can't say if I know of any evidence. However, giants, there is evidence.
Well, yeah.
There's
the guy
giant,
from Grenoble, France, who was pretty big.
There's giant swords. There is the Jekyll Island that is a Native American burial ground that a house was built on, and there's giant remains in the floor. Like there's like a window pane over the floor. You can see them.
There's the New York Giants. There's the San Francisco Giants.
Joe, for someone that loves Lord of the Rings, I expect better from you. Is this because I talk so much shit on Lord of the Rings? Is this how you get back at me?
Probably.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings.
No.
No, we know
it's
you
not
do.
what I'm saying. Unreal. Anyway, you can look into that stuff. There are giant sword relics, and there's plenty of mythology on giants. They're fucking real, dog.
Well, I have no doubt there have been very tall people over the years, but an entire society of massive folks, I think that would stand out. You'd think we'd find a lot more than the occasional, wow, that sword's really big.
I went into this. There's videos on these guys too, but apparently we killed them all.
Yeah.
Apparently we killed them all because we couldn't decipher which ones were good ones, which ones are bad ones. I think.
Okay, now the story's starting to make more sense.
I don't remember which tribe it was, but apparently I think the Redbeards were like the really bad ones that would like eat people and shit. And there is an oral tradition where like they cornered them in these caves and they fucking just set them on fire and burned them all alive. So that's fun. So in Jewish mysticism, they also talk about the Zohar, which is a foundational text of the Kabbalah, and it references hidden realms within the earth. Another tale. So they also talk about Eden there. Eden, and when people talk about Agartha and Shambhala, they say it's this, it's pretty much like the Garden of Eden. It's like a very pristine place that everyone likes to go. And so far, what is that? It's Buddhism. That is Judaism. Talking about inner earth. And we're going to kind of cut through the...
Where's that drum sound coming from?
Is that Joe? Is Joe drumming?
No, I don't have drums.
No one else is hearing that thud?
That wasn't one of you?
No.
That was
Is
fucking,
it me?
that's
Fucking
weird.
weird.
I've been just...
It shouldn't be Vinny, because the sound is like, you couldn't even hear Megan in the room.
Yeah, no, I turned off my,
Hold on. Did anybody just hear that?
I heard something.
I heard nothing, and I'm wearing headphones.
I think it's Joe, because he's been a saboteur, agent saboteur.
Are we getting messages from Subterranea?
It's King Kong from Hollow Earth trying to get Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
And that weird green monkey blood.
Were you
thing.
hurt down to your core as someone who has a keen interest in the Hollow Earth notion? Were you just assaulted emotionally when you watched that movie?
No, I thought, you know what? They're bringing it mainstream, and that's a bit of all right, even though I thought the movie was insufferably stupid.
Even though the Earth that this hollowness is under is spherical, like that kind of nonsense, we'll accept that. At least it's hollow.
Yes, of course.
And there are different levels of the hollow, because you had the one with the other monsters, and then the bottom one had the different Kongs.
But Hollow Earth had a Hollow Earth?
Yeah, there was 2 Hollow Earths in that second movie.
All right.
Then you got to watch a movie called, it's from the 50s or the 60s, The Mole People. It's basically, Mole people. It's horrendous. So you can watch the Mystery Science Theater
You
version.
should
if
watch
like,
the Mystery Science Theater.
Way better than the
You'd
actual
enjoy
movie.
it. Yeah, the movie.
I'd rather watch with you guys and kind of do our own Mystery Science Theater thing, because I actually am pretty priceless when it comes to watching movies. I'm pretty good.
I've never heard someone describe themselves as like.
I'm bad. Bad.
But we tried this and got banned.
Honey, babe. Yeah, well, that's probably fair use now.
Would you say I'm priceless?
Yeah, we could probably watch a movie that is doesn't have a
She said she
copyright
walked
on it.
away. Anyway, so I'm going to jump to the Native American tribes because I have 8 here that describe beings within the earth. So we'll start with the Hopi Indians, who have stories of the ant people, beings who lived underground and helped them get to the top of the earth. They helped them survive during times of cataclysms, such as the Great Flood. According to legend, the Hopi emerged from an underground world to the surface thanks to these ant people. And they are described as pale-skinned, big eyes, slightly hunchback, thin limbs. Kind of reminds you of the Greys. When you think about the Greys, it kind of sounds like ant people.
So wait, they're not aliens? They're from Subterranea?
Maybe.
Maybe they can phase through the ground and get back into the underworld.
Probably.
Kitty Pride.
Maybe spaceships aren't spaceships. They're finding holes in like lakes in the ocean to go into Subterranea.
I mean, they're often seen underwater.
It's true.
Then we'll go to the Navajo. The Navajo believe they have traveled through several worlds. This is Joe's double hollowed earth, reaching the current one, emerging from deep within the earth. Each world inhabited by various beings was left behind because of conflicts or catastrophes. The Pueblo peoples, including the Zuni, have stories of their ancestors originating from a dark subterranean world before being led to the surface by spiritual guides or shamans. These stories often emphasize a sacred journey and emergence from a hidden lower realm. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, moving on. Apache.
Metaphor. That sounds like metaphor to me.
The Apache have tales of the Gahi, or the mountain spirits, who are sometimes said to dwell in sacred mountains and caves. These spirits associated with the underworld are believed to hold power and wisdom, and they play a role in healing and guidance rituals. Now, there are tales of people like Apollo. He came from somewhere, and he was able to heal people, show them, different rituals and shit like that. It's nothing new under the sun.
Apollo.
We're going Greek. Because it kind of bounces over the place, but it's all kind of synonymous because they all talk about the same shit. They just have different words for it. And then the peoples that I believed I was one at one point, but turns out, ancestry proved that to be wrong.
Fair.
Cherokee includes stories of an underground world inhabited by mystical beings. Some stories describe little people or spirits who live in the caves and other hidden places within the earth. These beings are often seen as protectors and guides with spiritual insight. Are you seeing a pattern?
I can't help but think that, like, pretty much every society on Earth has gone into a cave and thought they've gone really, really, really fucking far and be like, oh, it's got to keep going. There's got to be something underneath there. And then come back with tales of this hole that never ends. So it must keep going. I didn't find the end of it, so it must keep going, never ending, and there must be a society under there. That's what it all sounds like to me.
Perhaps. Now we'll go to the Lakota, or the Sioux. In Lakota tradition, there is a story of people emerging from the Wind Cave in the Black Hills, which is considered a sacred site. This emergence represents a transition of inner world to the current outer world, and is symbolic of a journey from darkness to light. Ooh, that sounds more like what Michael's saying. It's all metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm thinking, though they could just go down there, do some kind of spirit walk thing, take some peyote with them.
Yeah, I was going to say some mushrooms.
Yeah, whatever kind of hallucination.
Maybe. The Mandan people have an origin story that describes how their ancestors once lived underground near a large lake. They were eventually led to the surface world, where they became the people they are today. Pretty cut and dry with that one. I think it's the Mandan. And then lastly, we have the Iroquois. Their legend includes stories of subterranean beings who live in the depths of the earth. These beings are often seen as part of the complex spiritual ecosystem that interacts with the human world in various ways. Interesting.
The circle of life. It also includes caves.
So when it comes to the spirituality concept and like how they kind of say it's mystical, a lot of these beings are said to have telepathy, levitation, crazy technology. I think so. The Vedas, I've brought up the Vedas many times before, I'm sure. They had the Vimanas was their anti-gravitic technology, and many other cultures talk about they have same shit, just they call it something else. Have you seen this? Have you heard this? Anybody? No? Okay, moving on.
We're not going to the same chat rooms, I guess.
No. So, okay, this brings me to the Bat Indians, or the Morcego Indians, are part of mysterious legend in Brazilian folklore that describes an indigenous group believed to guard secret entrances to the inner earth. Stop me if you've heard this before.
I heard you brought it up earlier.
Okay, great.
Stop.
These Bat Indians are described as elusive and often nocturnal, rarely seen by outsiders. They are said to be highly protective of their entrance, ensuring that only those who, with the right intentions and spiritual readiness, can approach.
So basically, there was this shaman, and his parents died, and then became the Bat Indian. Mm-hmm. And did they send out the smoke bat signal?
That's racist, Joe.
That's
That's
so
very
fucking
racist.
racist.
I'm gonna cancel you.
Coming from you, Joe.
Come on.
Do you want to know what that reads as?
What?
What do you think it sounds like first? Try that.
I need to hear it again.
Yeah. A baby?
Is that a duck?
Baby, a duck, Justine?
Bat Indian?
It's a kiss.
That's a kiss?
Angry kiss.
Yeah, that is very forceful.
Yes,
It's just that nobody wants.
that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. So my last talking point is the tale of Olaf Johnson and the Smoky God. This is a story that was written in 1908 by his son, who said that he traveled with his dad and they're Norwegian sailors, and they claim that they found a cavern that never ended, and then eventually they found a place inside the earth, and then eventually made it back. To sum it up relatively quickly.
That's very quick. It tells us nothing.
Let me see if I have anything on here about it. Okay. The tale of Olaf Johnson and the Smoky God is a legendary account of an alleged journey to the center of the earth, written by Jansen's son, William R. Jansen, 1908. Oh, look at that. Memory serves me good. The story centers around Olaf Jansen, a Norwegian fisherman, so good, who's supposedly embarked on a journey to the North Pole with his father in the mid-1800s. According to Olaf, they encountered a vast hidden world beneath the Earth's surface. I got a pretty good memory. So, Olaf Jansen and his father were reportedly sailing through the Arctic when a violent storm forced them off course. They were guided by a mysterious force and found themselves in a massive opening at the North Pole, which led them into a vast underground world. This hidden realm was inhabited by a race of giants.
I think you're just telling the story, though. Olaf and his son sat together in a boat emotionlessly, riding through the water because they're Swedes.
Nope. I'll tell you what really happened. They were both looking at each other like, we might not fucking make it. And they just started beating the shit out of their dicks. But they went back to back. They went back to back because they didn't want to look at each other while they
Not gay if you're back to back.
their last
Not looking
night.
at each other. Yeah.
So anyway.
Oh, how old was his son? Because was his son an adult? Because if not, he had to tell his son how to jerk off. So he didn't die without having come.
Well, I think at that time, I don't think they were whacking off a lot because of nutrients and hydration and shit like that.
Everybody's jerked in history. I'm convinced everyone's touched their dick through history. It's the only positive thing you have.
Well, I guess it would depend on the size of their boat because I think if you were like a certain kind of sailor, you had like a barrel that you'd grease up, right? And you'd bang the hole. Isn't that what they did?
Really?
Or maybe that was like the original glory hole. They did it in a barrel. Ow. Who knows?
Actually, indeed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, like a prostitute would be put in a barrel and then...
No, I think like one of the ship deck mates, I think if you drew like the short stick, if you were one of the guys like...
Yep.
What is it, using the oars on the bottom, they'd be like, get in the fucking barrel.
Yep.
And he's like, what? It's like, you gotta earn your stripes, bud. Anyway.
You gotta earn your stripes,
inhabited by a race of giants who were said to be over 10 feet tall. Giants called the Agarthans.
10 feet tall.
Interesting. Lived in a paradise-like environment with abundant resources, advanced technology, and the mysterious Smoky God, a powerful glowing force at the center of their world. The Smoky God was described as glowing, ethereal being that radiated heat and light, providing life and energy to the inner world. Sounds like the sun. There's
Pennywise.
something like that. It was central to the Agarthan civilization, which had discovered harmonious balance with nature and developed remarkable knowledge. So I guess they spent some time there, came back, wrote a book about it.
So you learned how to have harmony with nature and you wrote a book, didn't try to like teach the world. Hey, I wrote a book.
Well,
hold on.
Go ahead.
Teach the world, Mike.
Try to, at least.
Try to teach the world.
Maybe back then you could. Maybe.
No, they'd kill you and say you're a witch.
Yep.
Witch!
Banner!
If she doesn't drown, then we know she's definitely not a witch.
She turned me into a newt.
I'll go back.
Okay, so after I went through all those stories, I also Googled places that had caverns, caves, etc., relatively deep within the earth. So we have the... I'm going to butcher a couple of these. The Derinkuyu underground city in Turkey. This is an ancient multi-level underground city that was discovered in 1963. It is believed to have been used as refugee by ancient civilizations, possibly as early as the Hittites, circa 1200 BC.
The Hittites, the Mesopotamians, and the Sumerians.
Really big in Sumeria.
Common associated with the Byzantine Empire, medieval Christian population used it to escape invasions. The city extends about 60 miles deep and consists of tunnels, rooms, ventilation shafts, wells, and large communal spaces. While it was likely not a permanent home for the entire population, it could have housed thousands of people during the time of danger, suggesting that humans were capable of living underground in times of crisis. Have you seen this? Have you heard this anywhere?
I don't think that's too crazy going underground when shit goes
60 miles, Michael. Or 60 meters, rather.
60 miles. Oh,
60 miles. Yeah, no, 60 meters. I can't read.
Meters.
So now we're going to go to Cappadocia Caves in Turkey.
About 240 feet.
Yeah, 200.
60 meters-ish.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a region of Cappadocia. It is known for an extensive network of cave dwellings and subterranean cities carved out of the soft volcanic rock formations. These cave homes have been used for centuries in ancient peoples, especially during the Byzantine period. Another Byzantine. Protections from invaders. How fucking deep is this shit? But another cavernous cave.
That's
Cavernous cave. That's a thing. You can't say it's not a thing. Because it's a cave.
What?
It's got a
Put it
bunch
like
of
that.
caverns in it.
No, I cannot say a cavernous cave is a contradiction in terms. I cannot.
Nah. So now we have the catacombs of Rome. Catacombs were underground burial sites that were used by early Christians and Jews in Rome from the 2nd and 5th centuries. While primarily used for burial, the catacombs also served as a place of worship and refuge during times of persecution. The vast network of tunnels stretches for miles. This one's miles. Beneath the city, and many of the catacombs contain frescoes, inscriptions, and relics that show evidence of early Christian communities. The catacombs illustrate how humans adapted to underground environments for religious, cultural, and survival purposes. Ooh. I have like 6 more. But you see the point.
Very many cavernous caves.
The cavernous caves exist everywhere.
There are definitely holes in the earth. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So ultimately, what do you think? Is it bullshit or is it real? Do you think?
I think there's some validity to areas deep under the earth that have yet to be fully discovered. Whether or not that means there's like full-blown societies in them.
Well, we already know that. Like, there are some caves where people have taken weeks to travel through them.
Sure.
And not gotten to the bottom. Who knows? I doubt it opens up into some giant cavernous world where there's a fully formed society.
But I can't say that it doesn't. I can't say that we can prove that it doesn't open up to like a forest-like environment, right?
You know what I can say, though? Joe's keyboard is loud as fuck.
It really is loud.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Joe. Are we boring you because we're not talking about Lord of the Cock Rings?
Dildo Saggins.
Yeah. Buttfuck Baggins.
No.
Oh. Anyway.
Lord of the Cock Rings is a great low-budge softcore porn, by the way.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
isn't. I've seen it. It's really not
I
that
haven't
great.
seen it. I think it's hilarious.
It's hilarious,
Yeah.
but I couldn't jerk off to it.
Well, sometimes you can. Sometimes you're there for the chuckles.
Yeah. I was there for the knuckle shuffle. Apparently I was getting the chuckles.
Yeah. This is like Monty Python with 90% more tits and cock.
God, and you know Schmeagol is Schmeagol like the cock? He just sits there with his ring on his wiener, and he just like he just beats it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now in the corner.
Wait, have you not seen it? Wait, have you seen it?
It's a real thing. I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
a real
it's a real
It is a
thing.
real
Lord of the Cock Rings is a real thing, yeah.
I got like 20 minutes into it, but really it is just like that Cinemax kind of shit where
Yeah.
you just get titties and you see a little bit of hair and you're like, oh wow, I'm 13 again.
Yeah, Dildo Saggins is the character's real name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dildo Saggins. We
Yep.
watched the same one.
Yep.
So, Joe, do you think that the Hollow Earth is real? Do you think it's real, Joe?
I do believe that, there's a whole bunch of this earth, underground we haven't, explored. There's a lot of the ocean we haven't explored.
Oh, so maybe next time you won't mock me when I give my presentation.
I'm not mocking you. I just hear, these key words, and I instantly associate them with different pop culture references.
Okay.
I want you to throw together a hollow ocean theory for me. I'm just throwing the words out. Oh, we got guns?
Well played.
That was for Joe.
Hey, give another salvo.
What number are we at?
That was 5. We have 5 more. But yeah, well, whatchamacallit, when you think about Admiral Byrd, 1945, and the breakaway society of the German army, what do you think of that? Because they said that these things came from underground. They said that, I should have got the fucking quote from the goddamn guy. There's a German general who said we found a Shangri-La inside the Arctic. Oh, that was the one. I fucked up.
I mean,
Scary
we're still
German guy.
recording. We haven't ended the
Of
fucking
course,
show.
the scary German guy.
Did he have that stone and try to fight Dracula and bring Frankenstein into the netherworld? And bring them all back to where they came?
I don't know where you're going with this, Joe.
Scary German guy.
It's a Monster Squad joke.
Yes.
Oh,
He didn't exactly lay it out well.
Nope.
The Germans were pretty well known for recording everything. And they came back, so, like, where's the footage?
Hitler was big time into the occult, though.
Oh, he was.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
He went everywhere trying to steal everybody's occult shit. I have no doubt he sent on expeditions for it. Whether or not they found something, like, check it. Think of this mentality. It's the 1930s. You're sent out to find some magical fucking thing by Adolf Hitler, who is trouncing Europe. And he's your boss. And he expects results. He sends you to find something that may or may not exist. And you spend however long it takes to get there and get back. What are you going to tell them? And maybe by the time they get back, the war's over, so they're like, holy shit, let's just make up some stories. No one's going to care.
Nah, he'd
Not like
probably
people-
believe it.
Yeah, if we went back there and told Hitler that all this shit happened, he'd be like, all right, prove it. And we would have nothing for him. If we go back there and tell people, oh, we had all this stuff, but we lost it. They're not going to kill us like Hitler would.
Yeah, I think the problem with that is Admiral Byrd lost some planes and shit out there. And, like, I think his second in command, like, air quote, committed suicide. And I think Admiral Byrd's like, I should have found the quotes for that, too. He talked about it somewhere. I didn't want to get too much into World War II.
Snow madness, my friends.
Expeditions claim lives. It's an unfortunate fact.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Well, you know what it is, too? This is a very fair point on my part. Thanks, Ben. Good job. There's like the German town in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they said the halfway point between Germany and the Arctic, nice base, Argentina.
Yeah, well, that's where most of them fled to.
Yep. Well, that's my time.
I applaud you. Good job, then.
I tried.
Informative. All right. If you liked what you heard tonight, good for you. Go to facebook.com/nerdities, at nerdities on Twitter for as long as that lasts. I hear Blue Sky's starting to look pretty nice.
I haven't heard of this yet. This is another...
This is the new one. Everybody's jumping off the First Lady's social media machine. And by First Lady, I do mean Elon Musk.
Mm.
I guess Threads is going to take off.
Well, Facebook wants that shit to happen for me.
Yeah, it does.
They're plugging the shit out of Threads.
Yeah. Instagram's all about it, too.
Fuck off. Who needs it?
Anyways, do those things. Check out our website. Blah, blah, tpublic.com/nerdities. Yeah.
For as long as that lasts.
Yeah, that's going away, too.
Fresh new start in the new year, boys. What do you say?
Burning it down. Sinful Creations by Justin.com. If you're feeling down a bit, just fill the void with food while it's still moderately priced. Sinful Creations by Justin.com.
Isn't there a holiday coming up, too?
Oh, yeah, there's Thanksgiving. Christmas.
Big food holiday.
Yeah.
You can replace the turkey with some cookies, like Joe's gonna.
I do offering full catering now, but I don't ship that nationwide. That's just local New Jersey stuff. But if you're local New Jersey and you feel like Joe and many other people, and you don't want turkey, hey, let me fucking handle that for you. And I'll
Joe
deliver
Turkey.
a big,
You want to join the
juicy
Joe
hunk
Turkey
of meat.
Hater Club? You can email us at
nerdies@gmail.com.
And TeePublic will send you a free fuck yo turkey.
And after you finish doing that, go to youtube.com/nerdities. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Nerdities. And check out Season 1 of Nerd ETs, our cooking show. We have our glorious, great interviews on there. If you haven't heard them already, you got to listen to them. We also we just had a pre-production meeting for the Justice League, the final installment of the Joe trilogy, coming soon, next year. We do have our Christmas special coming up for all you Christmas special people.
All you Christmas
I'm part
fans?
Jewish. I'm allowed to say Christmas special people. I couldn't say like Hebrew people.
That's Christmas chosen people.
Yeah, which is our retelling of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Pretty hyped for this. Getting excited.
You want to give us a budget for this because we need money, and a budget would make things so much better. And you know, out there, you want to see your name in the lights. You want to see producer, you. So write to us at nerdies@gmail.com because we'll croon, we'll swoon, we'll talk about your business and or product. I had energy for that one.
You did. Better retain that. The opinions of Nerds Screw. You got it again, pour out the but don't worry, next week's will be far more insulting. Fuck, bye.
Bye.
Because of the end of civilization, the Clamp Cable Network now leaves the air. We hope you have enjoyed our programming, but more importantly, we hope you have enjoyed life.